Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord God. Now, at this point, there is a switch, and we go behind the scenes, and God is now addressing himself unto Satan. And this is probably one of the most graphic descriptions of Satan that exist in the Bible. And he isn't, contrary to popular notion, wearing a red suit, holding a pitchfork, and having a forked tail. And some evil, sinister-looking creature with pointed ears and a goatee. Thou sealest up the sum. It means you are the sum total. You know, you've got it all together. You are the sum total. You are full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You have been in Eden, the garden of God. Yes, he was there and was talking to Eve and tempting her to eat of that fruit that God had forbidden. Every precious stone was your covering. The sardius, topaz, diamond, beryl, onyx, jasper, sapphire, emerald, carbuncle, gold. And the workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that you were created. So, here is a description of Satan prior to his, of course, prior to his fall. After his fall, he had been in Eden, but every precious stone is covering it all. And there are some who say that Satan is the author of music because of the workmanship of your tabrets and of your pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created. And so that Satan is the author of music. I think that that is just stretching the point beyond breaking. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth. Now, he was an anointed cherub. A cherub, of course, is an angel. Cherub is singular. Cherubim is plural. Now, we find in the Scriptures that there are the 4 cherubim that are about the throne of God, plural of cherubs. Satan once, no doubt, dwelt there near God in the heavenly scene. In fact, he would seem to have had a very high standing at one time. So high that when Michael was contending against him, having respect for the position that Satan once held in high authority in the heavenly scene, Michael did not bring any railing accusation against him when they were disputing over the body of Moses, but Michael just said, "The Lord rebuke you." Satan did have an extremely high position prior to his fall in the heavenly kingdom. The anointed cherub that covereth. I have set thee so. You were upon the holy mountain of God. You have walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. And you were perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created till iniquity was found in thee. Now, here is what makes Satan not the opposite of God. You were perfect in all of your ways from the day that you were created, but Satan was a created being. God is self-existent. He has always been. Satan was created. So that it is wrong for us in our minds to think of Satan as the opposite of God. He opposes God, but he in no wise is the opposite of God. And we ascribe to Satan much more power and much more than what he actually is if you think of him as the opposite of God. And thus we should never consider or think of Satan in the terms of the opposite of God. God stands alone in the universe. The infinite, eternal God. There's nothing to compare with in likenesses or opposites. He is alone. The eternal God. Satan was a created being, an anointed cherub. If he is the opposite, or to be thought of as the opposite, it might be of Michael or of Gabriel, these two angels that seem to have much authority and power in heaven, who remain true unto God. But never think of Satan as the opposite of God. You're ascribing much more to him than what actually is, and that is dangerous. He was perfect until the day that iniquity was found in him. What is the iniquity that was found in him? If you turn back to Isaiah chapter 14, Isaiah gives us a little insight into this iniquity that was found in Satan. Verse 12, chapter 14, Isaiah. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, here's iniquity, in your heart you said, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. The 5 I wills. And that is the exercise of my will against the authority of God. I will exalt myself. I will sit in the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the stars. I will be like the Most High. In one of Shakespeare's plays, there is that phrase, flee ambition, for by this sin the angels fell. Satan's ambitious plans against God's authority. I will, I will. So, up until that point, he had been a model, perfect in all of his ways, until iniquity was found in thee, and by the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. For thy heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before the kings, that they may behold thee. Now going back again to Isaiah 14, it's an interesting thing that when we look upon Satan, and one day you will have a chance to look at him. And when you do, you'll be astonished. Verse 15 of chapter 14, Isaiah, yet you said, I'm going to be like the Most High, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, and they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, and did shake kingdoms? Wow, is that the one that gave me such a bad time? Wow. So, I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. It's going to be an awesome experience, an awesome sight, when that day comes. Now, the question, of course, does remain, When did God create Satan? And when did Satan fall?